Your life is your choice. By MANOJ Joseph K. Chapter 5, Cultivating Positive Relationships. Practice forgiveness. Practicing forgiveness is an important aspect of cultivating positive relationships. It involves letting go of negative emotions and resentment towards someone who has wronged you. Forgiveness can improve communication, promote empathy and compassion, and reduce stress and negative emotions. Acknowledge your feelings and emotions. Try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. Choose to forgive, not for the other person, but for yourself. Communicate your forgiveness to the other person if appropriate. Let go of any negative feelings or thoughts towards the person and the situation. Be patient with the process and don't expect immediate results. Practice self-compassion and self-care to help you through the process. Acknowledge your feelings and emotions. When practicing forgiveness, it's important to acknowledge your feelings and emotions about the situation. This can involve acknowledging any hurt or anger you may be feeling, and allowing yourself to fully experience those emotions. It's important to avoid suppressing your emotions or pretending that everything is okay, as this can lead to unresolved feelings and resentment. Once you've acknowledged your emotions, you can begin to work towards forgiveness. This may involve recognizing that the other person is also human and makes mistakes, and acknowledging that holding onto anger and resentment is only hurting yourself. It can also involve actively choosing to let go of the negative feelings and focusing on positive aspects of the relationship or situation. However, it's important to note that forgiveness does not necessarily mean forgetting or excusing the behavior that caused the hurt. It's possible to forgive someone while still acknowledging that what they did was wrong and taking steps to protect yourself from similar situations in the future. Try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. When practicing forgiveness, it's important to acknowledge your own feelings and emotions and to also try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. This can help to increase empathy and understanding, which can in turn make it easier to let go of any anger or resentment you may be holding onto. It's also important to communicate your feelings and work towards finding a resolution or a way to move forward that works for both parties involved. Choose to forgive, not for the other person, but for yourself. Forgiveness is a personal decision that ultimately benefits the forgiver, as holding onto anger and resentment can cause emotional pain and stress. It doesn't mean forgetting what happened or condoning the other person's actions, but rather letting go of negative feelings and moving forward. Communicate your forgiveness to the other person if appropriate. Communicating your forgiveness to the other person can be an important step in the process of forgiveness. It allows the other person to know that they are forgiven and can help to repair the relationship. However, it is important to note that forgiveness is a personal choice and it is not always necessary to communicate it to the other person. Some situations may be better left in the past and it may not be necessary or safe to communicate forgiveness to the other person. In such cases, forgiveness can still be achieved through personal reflection and a decision to let go of resentment and anger towards the other person. Let go of any negative feelings or thoughts towards the person and the situation. Holding on to negative feelings or thoughts can prevent you from truly letting go and moving on. It's important to acknowledge those feelings and work through them, but ultimately the goal is to release them and focus on positive emotions and growth. This can be a challenging process, but practicing forgiveness can lead to greater peace, happiness, and healthier relationships. Be patient with the process and don't expect immediate results. Forgiveness is a process, and it may take time to fully let go of negative feelings and thoughts towards the person and the situation. It's important to be patient with yourself and the process, and not expect immediate results. It may take some time and effort, but practicing forgiveness can lead to greater emotional well-being and positive relationships in the long run. Practice self-compassion and self-care to help you through the process. Practicing self-compassion and self-care can be helpful when trying to practice forgiveness. Here are some ways to do that. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that it's okay to feel hurt or angry. Take care of yourself physically, eat well, get enough sleep, and exercise regularly. This can help reduce stress and improve your overall well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or simply taking a relaxing bath. Make sure you're doing things that make you feel good. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can help you stay in the present moment and not get caught up in negative thoughts or emotions. Consider practicing meditation, deep breathing, or yoga. Seek support. Talk to friends, family, or a therapist if you're having trouble processing your feelings or letting go of resentment. Remember that it's okay to ask for help. Communicate effectively. Effective communication is essential for building and maintaining positive relationships. Here are some key strategies for communicating effectively. Listen actively. Listening is a crucial part of communication. When you're listening, make sure to pay attention to the other person's words, tone, and body language. Try to understand their perspective and validate their feelings. Speak clearly and respectfully. When you're speaking, try to be clear and concise. Use I statements to express your own feelings and avoid blaming or attacking the other person. Speak respectfully, even if you disagree. Use nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication, such as body language and tone of voice, can convey a lot of information. Be aware of your own nonverbal cues and try to interpret the other person's. Be open-minded. Communication is a two-way street. Be open to hearing different perspectives and ideas. Try to approach the conversation with a willingness to learn and grow. Avoid assumptions. Don't assume you know what the other person is thinking or feeling. Ask questions and clarify any misunderstandings. Express empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. Expressing empathy can help the other person feel heard and validated. Practice active problem solving. If there is an issue that needs to be resolved, work together to find a solution. Focus on the problem, not the person. Follow up. After the conversation, follow up with the other person to ensure that you both have a clear understanding of what was discussed and any agreements that were made.